Many of our competitors seek sponsorships to help with their car builds, yet have no real idea how to do it. Although many assume that sponsorships can be obtained by the elite builds only, that is simply not true. And I'm going to walk you through the key components of getting sponsored. Becoming sponsored is amazing because it can give you more clout and, more importantly, help you financially for your build. At Driven, we're often approached by companies looking to sponsor a build or to find that right brand ambassador. So we picked up on a few things about getting sponsored. The bad news is you're fighting against many people for a tiny part of a company's marketing budget. Fortunately for you, 99% of the people that solicit companies for sponsorship really don't understand what sponsorship entails. These steps can shed more light on the often misunderstood process of sponsorships and give you a leg up on others looking for opportunities. Number one, understand why companies sponsor. Ultimately, it's about selling products or services. Different companies use different marketing strategies. Those that sponsor cars use sponsorships as a form of marketing to sell their goods. The cars and owners they choose to sponsor usually represent their target market. In some cases, that may be big budget builds. In other cases, that may be as simple as somebody looking for a vehicle to test a product on, or it may be someone that is extremely charismatic or attractive. Keep in mind that companies are looking for that someone that represents their desired image and goals and who can help them sell products. Are you building an 8-second monster? Find sponsors that are after that. Prepare by building an audience. Although important, simply having the hot or fast car isn't enough, even if you win a lot of awards with your builds. This fact seems to be lost on most. You're virtually useless if you don't have an audience beyond those who attend shows. By developing an audience, you dramatically increase the number of people that may see your sponsor's message. A very select few can develop this audience simply by winning trophies. Social media can be a great place to build an audience. It's very cheap and easy. It does take significant time to develop a following, but it is one of the best ways to influence. Having thousands of followers and or friends is a ready-made audience. In sum, you need people to pay attention to you. Figure out what kind of sponsorship you want. They range from getting discounts on products to getting free products, maybe show entries, or even travel expenses. You may even get paid, but that's way out there. Generally speaking, the more attention you can get, the more you can ask for. There are no set rules as every company does their own cost-benefit analysis to determine your worth. Be realistic. If you have a YouTube channel with less than 100 subscribers and no views, don't expect companies to offer you loads of cash to represent them. Still, it's useful to have a goal in mind when you contact potential sponsors, but be prepared to set your expectations low at the start and until you prove your worth. Next, figure out who to contact. Think about your audience. What products or services would they use? Knowing the demographics of your audience helps. When researching potential sponsors, don't dismiss small local companies. They are more likely to know you personally, and it's relatively easy to develop a local audience. Once you find a few companies that appear to be good fits, figure out who to contact within the company. Most large companies handle sponsorships through marketing departments or PR firms. It's usually futile to contact their general information or salespeople. They're likely to ignore you. To find the correct people, the best place to start is to ask someone who is already sponsored by that company. Be aware most people who are sponsored do not give out that information for privacy reasons, as their contacts get so many of these requests. Respect their decision. You may have to do your own digging. For small local companies, it may be appropriate to contact the owners directly. Once you have an audience, a goal, and a company and their contact, you can begin formulating the actual proposal. Keep it short and to the point. Tell them who you are, the size and demographics of your audience, and what you are seeking. Shoot for between 50 and 100 words. The people you're contacting don't want a biography. They want to know what you can do for them and how much it's going to cost. Here are some key points to include in your resume or portfolio. Start with some awesome photos of your build, any modifications you made or future modifications you plan on making, past builds on which you've worked on, which parts and services that interest you the most. Remember, you're not just selling your build, you're selling yourself. So tell people what makes you that special brand ambassador and how you will promote their products and services on an ongoing basis. Finally, a list of shows you plan to attend or any awards you've won, whether from race or shows. Driven, for example, draws thousands of attendees and influential people like shop owners, business leaders. We will be putting together a Driven metrics cheat sheet that you can use to incorporate into your own proposal. Most important, be courteous and humble. Arrogance is always a recipe for failure, but always be prepared for failure. If you're contacting a relatively large company, it's likely they're receiving dozens of requests per week. In most cases, companies have identified and already reached out to the people they want to represent them. If you don't get a response, don't repeatedly nag. Trust us, it won't help your case. If they respond with a no, thank them for their consideration and ask for feedback on how to improve your proposal. I hope this high-level video will get you started, and we'll deep dive these topics more in future videos. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get access to our Driven metrics sheet for sponsorship proposals. As soon as we get it put together, we'll post it up for you. So in closing, we hope you land that utopia of sponsorship and look forward to seeing you at a future Driven event.